All this warm weather the past couple of days probably has many of you itching to go outside and plant, but wait, today we have a simple idea that could feed many.
Speaking of nice weather, the warmer temperatures may also have you thinking about shorter sleeves. But if you're like so many women I know, the thought of it may have you wanting to cover up. Today we'll show you some simple steps to tone your triceps.
Most of us like chicken, right? Especially living here on Delmarva. The chef from Jules joins us in the kitchen with a new twist on a classic lemon chicken recipe.
St. Paddy's Day is all about celebrating the Irish heritage, whether you're Irish or not. Coming up, we have some cures for what may ail you the next day.
And local singing sensation Sarah Bernstein is here to perform. Delmarva Life starts right now.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lisa Bryant.
And I'm Brian Spiros. Welcome to Delmarva Life from historic Studio D.
And of course, we want to welcome our studio audience. Thanks for joining us today. You know, it's another rainy day. Last week we had, the storms going on, and it just seems like we've had a stormy couple months here lately.
We have.
And I want to start off, as hard to believe as it is, someone has stolen two sets of stairs volunteers had built for the hurricane relief trailers in Crisfield. You know, they had all the problems down in Crisfield with the flooding and everything.
There they are right there.
That's the trailer, and those are the steps that somebody stole. They think it happened in early March. If you have any idea where they may be, if, maybe a neighbor got some new steps for their house or something.
You're thinking those are nice. Where did those come from? Why would someone steal something like that? I don't get it. Because they're custom for that trailer. But
yeah, and it's to help out the community. There's a number you can call if you have any information. That's 410-968-9200. And another thing, the storm last week, it shut down the Indian River Inlet Bridge. And of course, that bridge was shut down during Superstorm Sandy as well. So federal officials say they now have a plan to protect Route 1 and the bridge. You may remember last week, there was just water everywhere, flooding, sand. There's some video that we shot. According to the Cape Gazette, the Army Corps of Engineers, DENREC, and the Department of Transportation, they're combining their efforts so that they can pump sand and build up the beach that is north of the inlet, so that maybe this won't happen so much. There's been so many storms and it's eroded away.
It washes it away. They're going to have to put a lot of sand in there.
Yeah,
that's a lot of sand.
It's going to be a big project, but it's going to be worth it. DENREC's Tony Pratt said the beach will have the same profile and dune structure as Rehoboth Beach.
Oh, wow.
So that is a lot of sand. They hope it'll start maybe in June, July.
So over the summer we'll start to see all that. All right, well, speaking of by the beach, we've been hearing in recent weeks a lot about the sequester and the billions of dollars that will have to be cut from government agencies, and the cuts are expected to impact many air shows across the country, including right here on Delmarva. Read an article this morning in the Daily Times, and the president of the Ocean City Air Show expects the F-22 Raptor, which you see there, demonstration not to happen, and that's because the Air Force has canceled all military supportive air shows and flyovers nationwide until further notice. However, so far the Blue Angels have not pulled out of the Ocean City Air Show, which is scheduled for June. So right now it's sort of a wait and see. And I know that you and Jimmy have discussed this on the show, and that the Blue Angels had to cancel shows in Georgia, Florida, and South Carolina and Texas. For next month, so it's one of those things, as time gets closer, will they have to pull the plug, or
I don't know.
We'll just wait and see?
It may have to do with proximity, because the Blue Angels, and I may be wrong about this, I think they're out of Patuxent, or they can come from Patuxent Air Base, which is just over on the other. So maybe
closer for them.
It's just in one of those jets, you could get to Ocean City in like 3 minutes.
Probably. Wouldn't that be nice to commute to work?
I don't know where you'd land it.
Oh, that's true. But speaking, we're going to stay in the air here for a minute. The Transportation Security Administration, the TSA, is getting a great deal of backlash after a decision they made last week, and it's a decision that many people probably know about. They have a new policy allowing passengers to carry small knives, blades that I believe are 2.36 inches or shorter, and sports equipment such as golf clubs, toy bats, as well as lacrosse and hockey sticks. Now, this goes into effect on April 25th, and we have pilots, flight attendants and family members of those people who died on 9/11 who are speaking out about this, and they are absolutely outraged.
Right.
As a matter of fact, a petition has been started, and the Coalition of Airline Pilot Associations has said, quote, "We believe the terrorism threat is still real, and the removal of any layer of security will put crew members and the flying public unnecessarily in harm's way."
I tell you, I don't know.
This is, I mean, a lot of these things were banned, especially the knives, after 9/11 because
Right.
many people probably will remember that the terrorists used box cutters to kill many of the flight crews and take over the aircraft.
Right.
And now here we are more than a decade later, and it's almost like we're just slowly reverting back to the problem to
We're
begin
letting our
with.
guard down.
We are letting our guard down.
And you know, and what gets me is you still can't take your shampoo on the board.
No, you can't take
You can take your
simple
hockey
things
stick,
like that.
but
I know.
can't take my 4 or 5, 6 ounces of shampoo. It makes no sense
It's
to me.
ridiculous. And I fly often, and I feel safe when I'm on the plane, but now knowing that people can have these, and I also heard in a study too that air rage is up, not to mention, so if you have these things on the plane. But we should mention on the flip side of all of this, the TSA is saying that they're doing this to sort of conform with international policies, I believe, and so that they can focus on other terrorist threats or issues.
All right.
So we'll see what happens. But
Yeah.
April 25th, that goes into effect.
All right, and if you have an opinion on it, all you need to do is go to our Facebook. As we got some viewers who did.
Yeah, they weighed in.
Yeah, Carolyn says, I think they've lost their minds with all that has happened on planes in the past. I think they are inviting trouble.
And Laura says, why can't those items be in suitcases and checked with their luggage? There was no room on an airplane for golf clubs anyway. And of course, just go to our Facebook page to weigh in. So it'll be interesting to see what comes of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Hairspray. Remember the musical and then the movie Hairspray?
I never saw it, but I do remember. I never saw Hairspray.
You live in Maryland and you've never seen Hairspray. Well, the Dover High School is putting on their rendition of the musical Hairspray, and it's this weekend. Yes, for Brian, who doesn't know, it features the pleasantly plump teen Tracy Turnblad and her big bouffant during the early 1960s.
Her big bouffant. That's
Her
a big
bouffant.
hair, isn't it?
That's like the
bouffant.
big. That's
Yeah,
the big Hairspray. Hence the name.
Hence Hairspray.
If you want to go see it, it's this Friday, March 15th, and Saturday, March 16th at 6 p.m. in the Dover High School Auditorium. $6 for students, $8 for adults, $24 for a family of 4. Can't beat that.
No, it's a good price. Maybe I should go see it since I've never seen it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you won't judge me differently.
I will. Well, you know.
And speaking of judging, nice segue there. The Assisted Living Federation of America, also known as the ALFA, is featuring the collection of artwork received for their 2013 Senior Living Art Showcase. Now, the showcase is a virtual art competition on Facebook honoring the talents of senior living residents. Now, this is something people are going to remember. One of the items being showcased, take a look at this, people.
Oh,
the
I remember this.
calendar. It was done last year by the residents at Brandywine Senior Living at Fenwick Island in Selbyville. And here's the deal. ALFA is running this national competition to see which artwork everyone likes best, and your vote is needed. Just go to the ALFA's Facebook page, look for this picture right here. It's sort of a collage of all the pictures in the calendar, and all you have to do is like it. And this picture, basically, once you like it, there's a bunch of them. Whichever picture has the most likes by March 25th will be declared the winner. And some of the folks from Brandywine, which we've gone over there for stories before, said that the residents really want to win. So go on and like, and we'll have a link to the Facebook page that you like on our website.
I love that calendar, showing that you're never too old to have fun.
Yeah, exactly.
And how would you like, speaking of old, how would you like to live to be 150?
That depends on a lot of factors.
Well, it could. The fountain of youth could be in red wine.
Ooh.
All right. A recent study done by a research team in Australia found new drugs that could combat aging and help people live to 150 years old. Here's the study in a nutshell. The new drugs are synthetic versions of something called resveratrol, which is found in red wine.
Whichever that is.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going for it. It's believed to have an anti-aging effect, which means it can help fight age-related diseases and extend your life. Now, if all goes to plan, this drug could be available within 5 years. The question is, do you want to live that long?
I don't know. Well, here's the deal. If they can stop all the age-related illness, and I could just be like,
it's one thing to
feel
be
youthful and be 150. I think it's cool. Could you imagine all the history you'd see over the course of 150 years?
Right.
But at the same time, if there's no quality of life. But the truth of the matter is, some people may think this is bogus because, I mean, I'm going to mark my calendar and check back in 5 years and see if this actually comes to fruition.
I want my prescription now.
Now. Can we do pre-orders maybe?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Just drink a lot of red wine, maybe.
We'll have to find out. You have 3 kids,
yes,
so you
I
probably have some used bikes lying around the house.
Some unused bikes.
Some unused bikes, so that's what I meant. And I'm sure many people at home do. Well, Bikes for the World is a nonprofit organization based in Virginia, and its goal is to make quality used bicycles available to lower income people in countries all over the world, especially in places such as Africa, Central America, and in the Caribbean, where some people do not have means of transportation, whether it's young children or adults. Well, Bikes for the World is going to be collecting bikes at 2 locations here on Delmarva next month on Sunday, April 21st. One drop-off location will be in Easton in Talbot County, the other in Stevensville in Queen Anne's County, which is right up by the bridge. All the information's there. Now, for the exact locations and times, we're going to put all that information on our website, delmarvalife.com, and people can go on. So if you have unused bikes lying around, like you do,
like I do,
you can give to me. I'll bring them up to Easton for you when I go home, and I'll drop them off for you. It's a deal.
It's a deal.
All right.
We'll still have on Delmarva Life. You know, most babies are born healthy, and moms have no reason to expect otherwise, but nearly 500,000 babies a year are born too soon in the United States. In many cases, we don't know why. We'll meet one of those babies and learn how the March of Dimes helped her family, and you can help as well. We'll tell you how.
Plus, you may be planning the garden you're going to plant in the spring. How about planting an extra row, or maybe even 2? How that little extra can go a long way in the fight against hunger.
And later, greasy foods, hair of the dog, Tylenol and water. Some claim these are the best hangover cures. Why you would do yourself a favor to stay away from these so-called cures, and why you say, or what you say, works best. Delmarva Life, we'll be right back.
Delmarva Life is brought to you by Sussex County Federal Credit Union, guiding you to your financial future. Peninsula Regional Medical Center, honored to serve the entire Delmarva Peninsula since 1897. Your local York and Mitsubishi dealers, and State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.